All right, everyone. We are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and joining me, as always, is none other than our co-host, Avira.
Hello! What's up, guys? Oh, that was my phone. I should probably turn that off. Hope everyone's having a great
I'm
night.
wherever you may be.
I mean, I'm doing okay. I had a minor medical procedure yesterday, so I'm still a little sore, but I'll be alright.
Ah, that stuff is never fun to deal with, especially the aftermath.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
I know. Earlier this year, I was feeling it because I took the tooth fairy took some money and a couple of teeth off of me. Well, at least a tooth. So there is that. Now,
Alright.
next on the panel, we have, as always, our interim host, Noble.
I pushed the wrong button.
What? Go back. What does this button do?
I gotta find some better sayings to kick this off with.
Well, I like the new icon. It's pretty cool.
Push, 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 push one button. What does this do? And rounding out the panel today, we have Jay Silverwolf.
Hey everybody. Oh man, I believe today's gonna be a great day. Glory to God today. Hopefully you're all doing good. And thank you so much to the Raiders team to have me here today. Great to be here as always.
Oh, right on. Great to have you, man.
As
Appreciate it.
always,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
pleasure to have you. All right. So we have I don't to my Nate. I don't know how old this is, but we have the picture of the week, which sums up the absolute state of the community we're in at now.
Can't wait to see. Oh yeah, I seen that. Mm. Yeah.
Whoa, so this was on Twitter, looks like.
Correct.
Yikes, that's violent. Wait, is that a pig nose on a dog? What the heck?
Uh-huh, it is.
He's a pig nose on a dog, and a knife went through the snoot.
My goodness.
You know what I think when I see this? I am so glad I'm not one of those idiots. Simply because if someone just gets the sheer idea in their head that you're the wrong person, the literal term bite you in the ass pretty much comes to mind. I mean, oops.
These people, they're just so angry all the time. Like,
Right
what does
now,
that even mean, fandom cops? Like, people cosplaying as officers?
no. Read the bottom read the bottom line
I
first.
did, yeah,
Promote,
but the
pro-
burn
yeah,
furs haven't been around for like 20 years.
yeah, I know they're a thing of the past, but the two above that: promote degeneracy, promote sexual freedom, kill prudes.
Oh my god.
And kill fascism. Wow. Okay.
Which, well,
Yeah, they're,
And it's like,
Um,
okay,
sorry.
I didn't join this fandom to be bossed around by strangers. Well, I mean, just because you can do something doesn't mean that there's not gonna be any consequences, or there's someone gonna be like, hey man, I love you, but you shouldn't do that. Like, I
I'm
mean,
sorry, but I'm sitting here thinking, well, hold on. Your behavior is more fascist than you actually realize. So.
yep.
hmm sure, yep.
Sorry.
with pictures
Uh,
like these, you just and with people crazy like this, you can't help but be inclined to take it at face value and like believe them when they say they mean that.
crazy.
I
Hmm.
guess I guess the craziness never ends, doesn't it? And I guess there's also another saying: you can't please them all. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, I'm just,
Yeah,
like Noble said, I'm glad I'm not one of those people, because otherwise you'd be just so depressed and angry all the time at everyone. Like, that's no
Oh,
way to live.
no, it's not that. It's that if someone thinks that you're the wrong type of person, I mean, if they get the idea that shooting those kinds of people, is a good idea, then you could get shot just because someone thinks that you're not like the right person, or in this
Hmm.
case, get stabbed in the face with a knife.
Yeah, basically. Goodness.
Hmm. But to double back to what it was really saying though, like promote degeneracy. This.
Yeah, I say that's a. It's like, yeah, I think that's a pretty red flag there, if you ask me. Like, um,
What? Yeah, they
I
I
said
think kind of
kill
also
prudes. What?
So, can you someone give me the definition of a prude at this point? Because half the time they'll say something and it's something completely different.
mm,
I probably someone who's not degenerate, I guess, who's
right
like trying to
somebody
be
who
more
just wants
upstanding.
like who has like basic standards for decency and modesty,
um,
right?
Yeah, like if you say, "Oh, well, you shouldn't be wearing, fetish gear in public," they're like, "Oh, you're such a prude." Stuff
So
like
I
that.
should go walking around with a giant dildo hanging from my crotch.
Well, promote degeneracy, right? I mean, that's what they want.
That is also
So I,
you know,
I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Hmm.
and I would say another one of the themes promote sexual freedom. Yeah, yikes.
Oh boy, the absolute state of things.
hmm And speaking of, that sentence alone is the perfect segue to the first item on the docket.
What do
Video
we got?
game Baldur's Gate 3 has really revealed something outlandish here.
Are they bearing it all?
You could say
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Baldur's Gate 3 includes Grizzly Bear as a romance option.
Oh no. Oh no.
I swear they should have just left this in the background, but ooh.
I mean honestly, never in my life like I thought I would never see this to come to pass, and I guess it's fair to say like I mean I'm pretty sure a lot of people are saying and questioning like is this even legal? Like is this even
It's not
allowed?
like here's the thing. Baldur's Gate 3 is well to put this into context is a fantasy RPG game and set in inspired by the medieval like sword and sorcery.
Which I can understand, yeah, but I mean, you know.
So, a recent panel for Baldur's Gate 3 noted that the game's romance options include consensual romance with a grizzly bear, among others. What?
Technically it's a dude that
It's
transforms
a
if I
druid,
understand it correctly.
yes, someone who
Right,
Yeah.
so
shapeshifts
that headline, though.
into a grizzly bear, but still
Yeah, this
is
is
a
something
dude.
you don't show publicly. This is what you leave
Okay,
hidden
this
for,
is a
trolls to post online. I mean, shit.
Oh,
I mean,
no, no, stop this. Oh,
no,
no.
no, 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 wait. Yeah, the squirrel right there. The squirrel just says it all.
That's Jolt dropping his nuts like, oh shit, what's this?
Oh man.
The thing that really gets me is that they're all clapping like that.
Like why? Like seriously. Oh.
I,
Oh man.
so,
and
are
and,
you,
and
are you,
it's like it's like look I mean I get there's probably a bunch of people out there right now saying oh stop being so like I don't know like I guess like so extreme about it like it's a druid transform into a bear it's there's nothing wrong with it okay I get that but still though like you
well, they're,
know
they're
People
not
do
being intimate
stupid
with the
things.
druid.
I'm sorry, but people do stupid things when they see it in online in games. What happens if someone who saw that thinks that it's okay to go do that, in person?
I just think it's really funny that they're highlighting that specific thing as if it's like some kind of breakthrough or whatnot.
Oh, that's another good point.
That is another thing because it's like you know, romances in RPGs have been kind of a thing. You know,
Yeah, I
so
mean, I guess like orcs and elves and dwarves and whatnot. You can have that kind of reminds me of that guy. I think Bjorn from Lord of the Rings, who can turn into a bear. That's kind of cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, but did Lord of the Rings have a sex scene with the bear?
No, they did not. No, they did not.
No,
no.
they didn't.
I seriously got to sit down and watch those damn movies in whole. I've only seen like chunks of them, which really pisses me off.
Yeah, you should. Uh, to add more to this though, this scene basically caused it to shoot up the Steam top sellers list because now people says, "Oh, you can do this. Oh, I'm gonna put my pre-order in."
Oh man. Okay then. Well,
Yeah.
I guess if it's also fair to say, I mean, there's also another saying, hey, sex sells. I mean,
That is true.
I'm sorry, but someone's probably going to hack Steam, find out every person who pre-ordered that, and then go after them for being zoophiles.
uh, oh
I mean,
boy.
they could also go to Sony as well because the game is coming to PS5 still.
Oh, oh, Sony, Sony, Sony.
Hmm.
So, in an interview with IGN, Larian boss Sven Vink, he called Baldur's Gate 3 bear sex scene hilarious. Every single person who's seen it is like, "Oh my god!" But it's funny. Yeah, are you sure about that? Okay.
I'm not laughing at the idea of someone having sex with a bear. I'm laughing at the idea that they were stupid enough to think that this would be a positive sort of progression for their game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or if
Just
like
have
they
that as
wanted,
an option.
I'm
or if like,
sorry, but regulators are probably going to look at that and think, hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's like they want if we wanted to do what's the wildest romance scene you can do, and then Larian is like, "Hold my beer."
Uh,
Don't you mean hold my bear? Ah, sorry.
uh,
I mean, I did come across a video where it was a guy he was talking about this whole bear scene whatever, and he did include or mention that in this game you can also I guess supposedly customize the character's sex appeal as well, and um and they also like talk about and or he explained that it shows everything like it's all there and it's uncensored and you can see the physics and the jiggles and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like really?
Was it a human character?
He didn't really say like I guess it goes for any kind of character you may play as or whatever.
Oh wow. Okay.
But for
yeah.
but I mean for that scene though, it's obviously two elves because they both had long ears, but
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how this was worth spending money on. I mean, there are games out there you can get which are basically just sex. I mean, when Second Life was really taking off, there was an online game where the whole premise of it was just, virtual sex. That was it.
Mm.
Um, I'm trying
geez.
to work out what's going to happen with the ratings to this game.
Well, seems like it became more popular. Probably just because everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
It's become a meme.
And plus, there's a lot of people on Twitter saying like, well, I blame the D&D, the D&D players. Like, this is the reason why D&D is such a freak show. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's more than that, but okay.
Yeah, it's more than that. Fifth edition, all that. the mishandling by Hasbro Wizards of the Coast, and then we get this.
Oh goodness.
I mean, again, it's like, how did we come to this point? Like, seriously.
Well, I don't even know if I want to really think about it. Like, if during that game, is he going to turn back into a person, or is
See,
it just
druids can
straight up
shape.
like,
Here's the thing:
oh,
druids can shapeshift at will. Ideally, to the to the animal of their choice. In this case, a bear.
Hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, this is just when you think of having that sort of thing in with a shapeshifter, you didn't think the dial would go all the way up to 11.
definitely did.
Hmm.
Aside from that, is there any like other appeal to this game, or I mean, I know it's
I
like
mean,
fantasy and whatnot, but
Baldur's Gate hasn't had a game for like what 2 decades, and new release for like what 2 decades or so.
oh wow,
Hmm.
Because it's an old school RPG game. It's an old school fantasy series that's just been beloved by so many.
And I think this is probably the first time me ever hearing about this kind of game too.
yeah, me too. Never heard of it.
Well, I did hear that they were making a new Baldur's Gate game, but yeah. And you know what though? To make another joke about a bear though, you thought Cocaine Bear was crazy.
I still have not seen that movie yet.
I heard it was kind of underwhelming actually. They really only showed the bear for like 10 minutes.
They had a couple of scenes with the bear in it. Your friend was probably stoned or something.
Probably. Well, I didn't see it, so.
It was enjoyable. I mean, you even get to see the bear's cubs towards the
Aw.
end.
Aw. Aw.
Cocaine fuel cubs. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness, the poor things.
Good
I mean, I can
grief.
actually see a lot of mothers really liking that movie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what? I guess might as well say it. I probably guarantee that maybe if it wasn't a bear, and let's say like maybe it was a werewolf instead, or maybe like a rare bear instead, maybe there wouldn't be so much I guess like attention to it, like, or
Ri-
maybe people wouldn't care
Right.
as much.
Actually,
It's a slippery slope, that one. But
I
you know
mean,
what?
if it was a werewolf, I would imagine a lot of furries would be interested in that.
yep.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Probably.
yes.
definitely.
I wonder if
Yeah.
Bad Dragon would try to get a special going.
Oh, probably. Sure.
Yeah, but no, no, but
what can
this
we
is
do
the
with
answer to a
this?
question that nobody has ever asked for, because like what is romance with a druid like shapeshifter like?
I guess you could experience it for yourself when you play the game, then.
Hmm.
Or if you have the inclination to butter the guy up and fall in love with him. But yes, one last thing before we wrap the segment up. That that reaction picture. How long is it? Joel says a meme for it. Yay or nay?
Wait. The what now?
You know how how in that clip there's that squirrel that just reacted the way he did.
Oh. If it was to be a meme.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Freaking draw me over that.
Well, I imagine
Uh.
that was your reaction.
I'm wishing I had a bit of felt.
Right. Oh yeah. But yeah, it's something else though. But you know what? Though, if you thought, because like you said, like romancing games, like you thought like romancing aliens was over the top. Nah, I think
I
that set a new
mean,
bar.
well,
Yeah, I
okay.
guess so.
Mhm. Okay, now to move on to the next item, Evira, we have some leaks regarding the release of Snow White.
Yes. Now, I just want to say I'm not 100% sure this is real, but it I would totally believe it if it was, because a lot of people have been talking about this, like just today. So, they have exclusive Snow White and the Seven Politically Correct Companions. The first pictures of the new live-action remake of Disney's Snow White. Um, they have a diverse band of merry men, and here we go. So we have one dwarf
Yeah,
and the politically correct, diverse magical creatures, I believe they're called.
So, do they still go into the mines?
I I don't know. Like, if you were to see this and you didn't know it was Snow White, like, what would you think this was? Like a hippie commune or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say a hippie commune, to be honest.
yeah.
You
Well,
pretty
actually, I
much
would say
nailed it.
these are a bunch of gypsies.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So,
Look at that.
apparently,
You got the Peter Dinklage at the front leading all of the dwarves, and
and then
the
you have the rest of the magical creatures, so they're called.
yes.
My
I mean,
goodness.
I'm trying to figure out like which one's dopey, which one's grumpy, which one is bashful, which one is sleepy. I mean,
They
you
all
know.
probably have the same emotions, so
I do. I wonder if they're even going to use that, like those emotions, or are they just going to be like confident and
Maybe they're
loving
doing
and
no. Maybe
all
they're
that
doing
stuff?
that in the middle of a musical routine.
Hmm. I mean, so far, just by looking at this, it's like, I think I'd rather stick with the classic. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because we went from
oh goodness.
yes, we went from this to
Yep, the
this.
original seven, and oh god,
yeah. See, the thing is that if you wanted them to be the seven dwarves, then they should be carrying pickaxes or at least some kind of digging equipment.
or at least
Yeah.
cast actual little people for it. I mean, what the heck? You got one dwarf and like the six other like people.
Yeah, what's wrong with having actors who have dwarfism? What's the correct term for that?
Uh, Dwarfism.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's politically incorrect about having people like that in a film? Seriously.
I think it's rather inclusive, actually. I mean, you know how many like Oompa Loompas? Like those are real people. Totally made their
Yeah,
careers.
the remake they made of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, they just had one guy that they superimposed over and over again.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
if you, I do want to say something interesting. If you've ever gone to Hobbiton, they actually use a bit of film magic to get the hobbits to be depicted as short as they really were. Bit of like clever screenplay.
That is true. Yes.
well, holograms are real these nowadays, so
Oh well, they,
yeah.
they they didn't do that then. They had like camera angles, and I think there was one scene with Frodo and Gandalf in their house, and the way they were sitting at the table, they like move. It was really complicated thing. But when it comes to something like this, uh, when Disney's trying to be too inclusive to appease everyone, they're appeasing no one. Everyone's just getting all pissed off about this. And again, I don't know if it's totally real, but compared to like their recent remakes and whatnot that they've been doing, it would not surprise me in the slightest. That
they
this
literally took this.
cringiness is just getting to such a degree.
I've seen knockoff Disney films, and to be quite honest with you, some of them seem better than like what Disney's producing today.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I wonder if like other studios will look at this and be like, well, maybe dwarves is like a mean thing and whatnot, and they might have to I guess in Rings of Power like change the name and races and everything. It's just getting so crazy, man.
And
I don't know
if
if we're
it's
gonna do that, but
if it's okay to say and mention, probably in the name of diversity as well. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Like
Well,
look at
surely
the
there are people who have dwarfism are also black and Asian and other sort of
yeah.
things.
It takes all
well, yeah,
kinds to
yeah.
have dwarfism, but look at what passes for Snow White by Rachel
Oh
Zegler.
boy, oh boy. Mm-hmm.
so she'll be played by Rachel Zegler. Okay,
Yeah,
I just love it. The seven companions.
in front of this
Oh
Disney.
god, this is so cringe. And the problem with also making them all like different races and stuff, it doesn't really give you a sense of world building because like you don't know where they're all from. Like if they're all the
Yeah,
same type of person, that you can tell they're from like a particular type of like region. But this just kind of looks like a hodgepodge of just random folks they just got together. It's all nice and diverse and whatnot, but when it comes to story and world building, it loses something.
I'd expect this for like a small play for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but
Maybe, but they did the same problem with the Rings of Power as well. You know, with all the Numenorians all being like different types of like different races of people, but that's not what Numenor was. Like, it doesn't give you a sense of like a particular region. And with the seven companions, I mean, my goodness, you got one dwarf and like other friends. I think they're trying to just call them magical creatures. So I don't really know what that means. And if this really is real, I can't even imagine how much money they're going to lose. Like, who is going to want to see this?
Uh, I mean,
there are people who would want to cry, "Oh, I support diversity," and go and see this just because.
Yeah, well, Little Mermaid
Uh,
lost 500 million.
yeah, there's that
hmm
too. I mean, what Noble said. I mean,
sorry, I
speaking of
just
yeah,
they should have had a tall woman for the princess role just to even things out. That would have at least made sense.
and now it's like like Dingo was saying, the dwarf and his six buds being their six buds.
Yeah, magical buddies, of course.
And see, look at this. Like you read going a bit further, there's it's being filmed. So
Yep.
indeed, this picture, despite that Disney is swift to deny that that this was fake, I don't know. I mean, there seems to be an
Oh.
air of legitimacy, especially if they are, if this is happening during filming.
Well, I was
Also,
watching
hey,
a video about
is
what?
is that a drone? Oh, it is a drone. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, yeah. They've
Well,
got
I was watching a video about this earlier about how they were able to find some of these actors on IMBD. So yeah, this probably is real. But if Disney is going to say that it's fake, I mean, maybe they're just like, oh crap, like we
They look
messed up.
like sorry, but they look like Craigslist actors.
They might be, for all we know.
I bet they would be.
Seriously.
See, I
And
would be if I was one of those actors. I'd be embarrassed to be in that because I'm like, it's not true to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and that's a classic. Everyone knows. It's been around since what, like the 1930s or something.
South
And
Park probably did it best with the kind of people that have on that movie where they sniff in their own farts.
Ugh.
Oh, I probably have not seen that one yet.
It's the
um,
EV episode that South Park did years ago.
hmm. And also, I was gonna point out, wasn't it Snow White already inside their home, like not walking or marching with them to their home? Like that seems kind of off, if you ask me.
It could have been between the time when she first arrived and before she had the apple.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe
Well,
they'll use a banana.
oh my gosh.
Ah.
Hi there.
Oh.
Hi there, though, Princess. Would you like a banana?
Well,
What would be more politically correct for today? Not passion fruit.
mango.
Hmm.
Peach.
I don't
Not
know.
mango. It's green. It's
Kiwi?
imported usually. Not kiwi.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kiwi
Avocado.
could have a bit of an
Avo-
invitation to that. No, I think it's more like
it's avocado.
avocado. Avocado.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Joel.
In that article, I haven't seen anything about the prince yet. Was he? Did he
I
have a
think
name, or is it just Prince
I
Charming?
think it was either just or maybe they may or may not have scrapped the prince character and Snow White having ambitions about being a leader or so. So
Hmm.
it says. So it's not exactly a true one to one. All right, here we go. I'll just show you quickly. It's not what you think it is. Here, this bit here, co-written by Bobby's Greta Gerwig. The upcoming adaptation will not feature Prince Charming and will instead focus on a stronger Snow White who dreams of becoming a leader.
Ah,
So
What?
what?
stunning and brave.
What?
So
Yep.
what? She comes out of the sleepiness from the poisoned avocado by sheer will. I'm sorry, but I thought the idea of Snow White was to be rescued by Prince Charming.
You got to
No,
be
because
kidding
she's a
me. So,
strong woman. Don't need no man.
wow. Just
Oh,
wow.
yes.
You
So,
think
so,
this? Sorry.
so there's gonna be there's gonna be no Prince Charming in this one. Okay.
Well, then it's not
Mm,
Snow White. I'm sorry, but Snow White, there's a package. There's this, dreamy, hunky guy that every woman should have wet dreams about for the next decade.
Yeah, and what about the whole poisoned avocado thing? I mean, what? It's a totally different story.
I mean, Rachel Ziegler is Colombian, so it actually makes sense for the avocado to be in the place of the apple.
It does. Yes, very inclusive.
So, hang on, they're not inclusive enough to include a lesbian relationship, at
Oh, don't
least.
give him any ideas.
Oh no 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 no. Nope. Mm.
Oh, what else can I point? Stick it with this.
Well, one of the dwarves, sorry, the magical companions is a woman, I think.
Yeah.
Why? It doesn't make any sense, man. Like, I'm sure they're getting paid well and everything, but man, I'd be so embarrassed. Like, what did you play? I played, companion number 3. Like,
I'm surprised they didn't actually try to double the number of companions or, the 7 dwarves, because if they had 14 of them, you could have married couples.
hmm. I think they have to keep at least some elements to try to pretend it's something like the original.
No, I mean, look at it this way. To say that miners are all single is pretty restrictive. I mean, it's like turning around and saying that all firefighters are straight white men. That's complete bullshit. I, especially if you're in Australia. But no, seriously, I mean, why don't include like the partners for?
I don't know. If they were to make this remake like 25, 30 years ago, I'm sure it would have been great.
Oh, around the same time they did the first live action of 101 Dalmatians.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
That was a good one. I just love the puppy sitting there all innocent like and then thunk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job with that.
Little smart ass.
But speaking of other similar failures while we were still here regarding the Disney brand, Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did make another one.
Yeah, they
I'm
did.
pretty. Wait, didn't they like try to make that movie like free or something?
Yeah,
I
I
thought I
looked
saw a
into
commercial
the.
about that. If you
I'm
like eat
sorry.
at the restaurant or something, you can go there like for free to go watch the movie. Like they're just desperately trying to get tickets.
The Crystal Skull sort of killed it for me.
Yeah, it it was pretty good. Okay, I guess. Yeah.
Well, after the third one, it was the story's all wrapped up. They rode off into the sunset. Great classic adventure. Then
But but yes, I mean the original three are still great to this day. Like I still watch them.
oh yeah, classic. You know, I don't know. I kind of liked Crystal Skull. The whole idea of like aliens and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I think he was a little bit too old to be doing that, but I mean, it was a cool idea. Fighting the Soviets and stuff. I kind of liked it. The effects are cool too. But
And
this one,
also
I mean,
how
my goodness, his last movie, 80 years old. Oh, I feel so bad for him. They totally did him dirty. Same thing in Star Wars. They killed him off there too. Like he's a
uh
frail old man in both of those. Like what the heck?
mhm. Yep.
Ah, it's crazy.
I haven't seen the new one yet, but I've already been hearing that it's kind of a disaster. Like that's all I've been hearing and seeing.
Right, like in terms of the writing, the cinematography, and just how they made the stand for Indiana Jones's replacement.
Well, a lot of it was just also very boring. They were too afraid to like take any risks. There wasn't really any kind of new camera development or anything really memorable about it. So, and they couldn't really do a lot of action scenes, with Harrison Ford. I mean, like, what is he going to do? Swing across a trench or whatever with the whip? I mean, like, no.
They could always CGI him up.
They did in the first like 15 minutes, so I've heard. And that was the best part of the movie because after that, it was kind of just like a different story. But, oh well.
Hmm.
I'm not going to go see it. So,
I mean, that being what it is, it's yeah, it's probably not something that's worth taking a look at.
so
It
with
might.
Snow White, sorry,
Sorry. Go ahead.
and Prince Charming, who's not going to be in it, didn't they try to do the same thing with Prince Eric and Little Mermaid? Like it was Ariel who saved the day instead of him that rammed the ship into Ursula. Pretty sure they had to switch that around.
Another movie I have not seen either, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, well,
Right, well, I suppose that's being what it is. We to move on from that, we and the failures of Disney, yeah, which there are lots of. We have the next item on this list is a little side shift. Here we go. Our Father, the Lord's Prayer, is problematic for some, says Archbishop of York Stephen Cottrell.
says the
Wait, the
Archbishop.
Archbishop. Wow.
That is some A grade heresy right there. Straight
Oh
up.
boy. Oh boy.
So is excommunication an option for this guy, or
At this point, we should probably bring some of that back, or even like punishment for heresy.
He said the word father can be distressing for individuals. What? Oppressive patriarchy? Get out of here.
oh, someone's been slapped with wokeism? Yeesh.
Oh, this is
Man,
scary. What the heck?
this is really sad to read. Seriously. Oh.
Well,
Right,
to be
but
honest with you, if you sit there and you take in everything the Bible says directly, you
it's
do have to read
that's
between
not
the lines a fair
the
bit. But
problem at hand. The problem at hand is wokeism, if wokeism is known to be the cancer of all institutions, whether it's entertainment, academia, or even heck, the church, then you get you get heretics like this.
This is
And
really creepy. Like I didn't think it would get this bad and like that deep too. I mean, the Lord's Prayer. How old is this? Like, didn't Jesus himself? Yeah, he did, right?
the
He taught
Lord's
his
Prayer is yeah, way back in the days of Christ. Like it was even written in the Bible.
and
And
they're not
yeah,
talking about Father as in the oppressive patriarchy. No, they're talking about God. I like
Yes.
what?
yep.
I thought in that particular sentence, father was used in a descriptive manner, not direct.
Hmm. But
I'm assuming, to my knowledge, like they're saying that that father is offensive now, or it's
yeah, because
um
this person has contextualized it as using our father can be disturbing for those with abusive fathers and those who suffered under an oppressively patriarchal grip of life.
oh
No normal people think this way.
oh man,
This can't be real.
that is really upsetting. Seriously.
See, that's the problem with this woke stuff. You know, it really gets like they try to hit the most powerful things they can, like national anthems or, in this case, religion. Goodness.
Or I mean, some even saying that yeah, if you sing the national anthem, if you stand for a national anthem, you're automatically a racist, you're automatically a terrorist. Like, no, just no.
Wow.
Read this though. How who finds the language of father difficult? Like serious question.
I can't imagine a single person, unless they're like
Uh,
some, atheist or something, or whoever wrote this article.
Right. Or like yeah, definitely. Not whoever who wrote this article, it's that that archbishop. Well, if you're an atheist, yes, of course. Possibly. Or no, if you're woke, you'd find the word father problematic to begin with.
Yeah, I guess they mean a parental unit.
Right. So in that case, what would be a non-offensive correct descriptor for the the
Ah,
Almighty God?
I think if I were to guess,
Not without using
is
gendered language, mind you.
um, what kind of comes to my mind right now is if someone probably say or use birding person.
I think that would be a woman. Well, then again, they can't define a woman. I would just say, how about our God who art in heaven, or thee? I don't know. Like this doesn't make any sense. You can't.
What would we call this? Our supreme being who art in heaven.
Sure, our creator.
I I honestly can't come up with anything. I mean, God is the Father. I mean, that's it. That it's true. It's biblical. I mean,
So did this guy like in his congregation? Did anyone like stand up against him or say like, "Dude, what the heck are you talking about?"
I thought the modern Christian thing would have been just to simply walk out of the church and find a new one.
Yeah,
Mm.
that would be the case if you find a lukewarm church. Yeah, get out of there. Let it all let it burn.
which is also biblical as well, in which the Bible does point out and watch out for as well. So yeah.
Didn't the Bible also warn to watch out for false prophets?
Yes.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
And now, like what we have here are a bunch of these progressive churches who do all this stuff and put rainbow flags in their service inside the halls of the church.
Yep.
And so realistically, the big problem at hand is more to do with wokeism.
And plus, there's also drag queens coming in to preach as well, and there are pastors who are coming out and preaching and saying that God is trans, God is non-binary,
Yeah,
and
God is a woman. God is thingo.
all bunch of nonsense. I mean, it's really um, sad and scary. I mean,
Yeah, dude, it's getting freaky.
I mean, if you pull back a bit and you look at the way the Bible was initially translated into English, there is definitely some misinterpretations there, but this is just basically taking that, running it through a blender, and then just scribbling on it like a kid. I mean, just yikes.
Yeah, I think it's way more offensive to most normal people to say that that is offensive because it's not.
mm,
Next thing you know, you're probably gonna be like, "What are we gonna do? We're gonna get rid of all the words father." Oh,
Well,
I
I saw one of
we'll
the
call it
comments
God
in the
Father.
article was a rev, like a woman who's a reverend, and she said that thought it was problematic as well. Ah, it's
And this
goodness.
is also one of those things in biblical support that you know the position of women leading the clergy is very much questionable or not at all.
Mm.
So consider that.
I have to wonder though, like if this guy is an archbishop, right? So that means he's obviously spent a huge portion of his life, studying the Bible and learning about
Yeah,
Jesus and all of that. And to come out and say that, I mean, is he possessed? Maybe.
ma-
Like,
mm,
maybe.
I don't know. That's getting weird, man.
I'm just picturing that dude being strapped to a chair with something to keep his eyes open on a screen.
Oh, like in Clockwork Orange.
Yep.
It's like here's the thing. Like he's basically looking at this from the context of if you've been abused by your father and all that, you like he thinks it would basically trigger back some sort of PTSD for you.
Well, that's just nonsense.
Right, like
Because
I mean,
no.
right.
there are people who have grown up with bad fathers, all that stuff, had bad experiences around their fathers, but would they find
Wait,
the term father offensive? Let's be real.
yes, I mean it is true. I mean, yeah, I mean there are people in this world who have been through abusive relationships and have abusive parents, and it is unfortunate. And yes, this world is hard and it's dark, and to me it's like there's still a lot of people that that just feel that the right thing to do is just blame God for everything when he's not really to blame. I mean, he owes us nothing. And we decided to say bye bye God, we don't want you, we're gonna go our own way. And um but I mean, again, this whole thing is really sad. And I just want to say, like, for anyone who's watching it and listening, I mean, truly, I tell you that Father God is a loving and good God. I mean, he is not abusive, and he's not against you, he is for you. And for someone out there who may have been in an abusive relationship or had an abusive father, I'm sorry about that, and I pray for you, and I pray that things will get better for you. And I still encourage you, like, to trust God, or to go back to Him, and
Mm.
um, go from there.
Yeah, I just can't believe this because it's not like it's just some random like woke wackadoodle or whatever. Like, he's like pretty prominent. Oh
Yeah,
man.
and
Um, Joel, while you were
yeah.
binging this, did anything come up about the Roman Catholic Church and what they had to say about this?
No, this is to do with the Anglican Church. It's got remember this is in the United
I'm
Kingdom.
aware, but I would imagine the Roman Catholic Church might have something to say about this as well.
I'm very certain, like, well, if I find it, I'll find it. But otherwise, I'm very certain that most other denominations would be steeped, in their traditions. They wouldn't review such a thing, right? But aside from that, though, can't get over this whole thing. Oh my God, is the patriarchy.
I
It's
thought
You know,
ridiculous.
patriarch. I'm sorry, but I just find that term sort of ridiculous when you're talking about like the top layer here or not. Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty bonkers.
Definitely crazy times that we are living in for sure.
Yeah, possibly the end times. I don't know. I know people have been saying it for a while, but every
we're
day there's something new.
we are
Yeah.
slowly getting there. I mean, I know people have been having dreams and prophesizing, what have you, and that
Mm-hmm.
and the
Yep.
circumstances that we're facing here are now like kind of like it makes you think we are really on the precipice.
I mean to be honest with you guys, I mean there have been times where when I would open up God's word and I would read or listen, and there have been times where I'm like wow, that's actually going on today. Like how crazy is that? And um uh another thing to point out as well is like there there's even people around the world who don't even know and don't even believe in God, and they're going around saying like like yeah, there's something really strange going on and something doesn't seem right here, like
Yeah, not to mention just how brazen all of this stuff is, like with how with how everything has been through with the slippery slope. Just then, yeah.
Just in the last 10 years or less, even.
Oh, not even that. Like even with the stuff that we've just gone through as well.
True.
It's crazy insane just how open people are to just you know
mm.
putting these crazy taboos. Like let's.
and
But
and and also another thing as well is like honestly like I'm still hoping and praying for those for people who don't know, and I'm just hoping that people are ready when the time comes, because I will say like I believe that something is coming for sure, and there may be a lot of things that we may face and challenge, and um, the Lord is the Lord is coming, and he says that he is coming fast. So I do hope and pray that people will be ready.
hmm
I'm just going to leave this point here, but anyone watch The Simpsons with Nelson when he goes around and starts punching someone in the face? What was it, Millhouse? And he's saying, "Why you're hitting yourself? Why you're hitting yourself?" And he's just like
you
forcing
stop hitting
Miller's
yourself,
hat. No, it wasn't Millhouse. What was the other kid's name?
Bart?
No, not Bart. One
Martin.
with the glasses.
um,
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's not Mill. He's not hitting the kid's face himself, but he's using the kid's own fist
Yep.
and asking the question, "Why are you doing that?" It's like, but he's not doing it. You are.
I'm probably not familiar with that episode actually.
Well, it's a bit of a trope. Um, these people are talking love, but they don't actually mean it. They're spewing hate.
Yeah. It's backwards.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's another one of those themes that we're really seeing because
I'm
we've
sorry,
like
but
yeah, right,
wokeism itself has no compatibility whatsoever with Christianity.
Yeah.
It
correct.
simply teaches people who to find individuals that are not part of your group and to hate them, to commit violent acts against them, physical violent acts. I'm not just talking about pointing and shouting. I'm talking about beating them up, hurting them, killing them even. I
Mm,
I just can't. I cannot see how wokeism like that is compatible with Christianity at all.
Mhm.
mm, yeah.
No, it's not.
Or even compatible with a good, healthy, functioning, civilized society.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's like so sometimes I still say this today, like if you are gonna have a godless nation and push God away, I mean you're gonna fail.
Yeah. And probably the worst part about it though is the fact that like you have to be labeled as a certain group, and there are expectations about you. Like if you are a particular race of people, well, you're not good enough and you're always oppressed and you're a victim. You should hate the people who are oppressing you and like you'll never get ahead. That's that's not cool, man. Like it's
Oh.
so divisive and it's
And,
everywhere.
and it's like, why are they even teaching that in the first place? Like, come on, like
Divide and
seriously.
conquer? Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
Iron Clock is probably a good one. Demoralize and like tear away all that stuff. And, tear away everything that's truthful, good, beautiful, and that replace it with everything that's ugly, lies, and bad.
Yeah, spooky.
Or
That's just
or
kind of how it works, wokeism.
or even like teaching like to hate their own country even like
It-
it's
yeah,
absolutely sad and ridiculous.
yeah, but I think that is a very good, footnote to leave it at. So that's pretty much what we've got for the show this week. We'll go through and make a couple of housekeeping items first. Avira, we are getting a bit close to that time, aren't we?
Yes, we are indeed. In about exactly 2 weeks, the 28th, free for all begins. Tulsa,
heck
Oklahoma.
heck yeah, baby, let's
Mm-hmm.
go.
I believe pre-registration might be over by now, but
I
you can
believe.
always go there, get tickets at the door. Oh yeah, so I'll be there.
I'm
Can't wait
so
to see the rest
excited.
of you.
Same.
The greatest party shall once more return.
Oh heck
Heck
yeah, dude! It's gonna be a
yeah.
blast.
Yes.
And as you remember, if you wish to relive that moment, like the story of 2022, our story is up on the Furry Raiders website, the events section, or in earlier episodes. So get excited.
I'm so
Awesome.
hyped.
Now, as this is a wrap up, who would like to make a closing statement about just one at a time?
I'm going to ask Jay to start.
Oh, me? Oh boy. uh, um, closing statements. The first thing we saw was oh yeah, the whole thing about um, killing these people and support and
It's yeah, that the picture of the day. It pretty much
yeah,
sums up. I would say it pretty much sums up like the state of all things. You know, in very out very parallels with the real world, right?
yeah, um, yeah. That's I guess to me it does seem yeah accurate for the current state, and it's to me it's like yeah
Mhm.
I feel good not to be part of the mainstream. I guess one way to say it is like being like independent per se, but there's that.
Yeah.
Um, what's next? Oh yeah, the Baldur's Gate game with the bear romance thing. Ah, man, again, that's pretty whack. And again, I never thought I would see the day in my life and see something like that in the game industry. Um, I I don't know. That's crazy. Then we talked about the new Snow White and the magical people. uh, I feel like that's probably going to be a pass for me. Probably not really interested. And if it is going to be real, if they are making it and it's going to be released, I feel like probably all I can say is, yeah, good luck with that. And yeah. Um, the other one, the Lord's Prayer, again, like to me, that's just really upsetting to see and read. And again, out there to the ones out there, again, I encourage you to not imagine Father or our Father God to be problematic or to um, scary in what way. I promise you, and truly I tell you, and I say it's because I love you all. God loves you very much, and for God so loved the world that He gave us His only Son. and that for all who believe will have everlasting life and all good stuff. Um, Again, if you've been through abusive relationships or had abusive fathers or mothers, again, I'm there for you and I pray for you. I pray for peace in your life and I pray for your family as well. And as always, I do hope and pray that everybody would be ready for times to come, especially in these crazy times that we're currently living in. And to that, I say I love you all and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Noble.
Just picture me rolling out a dumpster that's on fire. That's all I have to say.
Oh, goodness. Yeah,
Mhm.
the state of the world.
Yeah, Evira.
Well, the fact that the game shot up to like the sales because of that whole bear thing, I think, is pretty telling of society. It's just rather silly to me. Um, and if Snow White and the magical companions, if they actually go through with that, oh, I just can't wait for all the memes. It's gonna be hilarious. I mean, it's sad to see that Snow White being destroyed, but oh goodness, I can't. It's gonna be pretty silly. And, yeah, I guess hopefully we're not entering the end times, but God does love us all. And, hope you have a fantastic day, and hopefully get to see some of you guys at Free for All. So that's it.
Amen. Amen.
Amen indeed. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it. As always, our episodes are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Player.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more further down the line. Well, thank you all for being here. This is us signing off for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
Bye.
Stop looking at the bear.
Goodbye. Farewell, everybody. God bless you all.